I welcome you here. Today we are going to learn how to crochet this beautiful basket. So as you can see, the base of my basket is square, but I am keeping the height, the corners smooth. I have not used any technique to make these corners sharp. So instead of square, it is a little bit round. Okay, so let's start. To make this basket, I am using 7 mm T-shirt yarn and 6 mm crochet and scissor. We'll start with magic ring. So I'll keep the yarn here and make a cross, pull the yarn under and make a stitch. So this is, I'm not counting as a crochet, it is a stitch. Now I'll start with row 1 where I'll make 8 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do the 8 stitches. After the stitches are done, you pull the yarn so that the gap in the center disappears, and then we close the circle. So you pull the yarn as hard as possible so that your space disappears. So from the first stitch you pull the loop outside to the back and then pull the yarn and then come to the front, bring your crochet from the front and then pull the yarn from the front only. So I'm pulling the yarn from the front. Now you make a loop of the front yarn. The yarn from the back will come outside, so that will be 1 stitch. Now for second row I am following the pattern 1 stitch, 3 stitch, 1 stitch, 3 stitch. So in 1 stitch you will do single crochet, and in very next stitch you will do 3 single crochet, and then in third stitch you will do 1 single crochet. So that is going to be the pattern for square. So making 3 stitches in 1 single stitch makes the corners. So this was single stitch. Now I'm going to do the 3 stitches, 3 single stitches, 2 and 3 and 1 stitch. So if you noticed, between every 3 stitch we have 1 single stitch, that is row 2. Now you close this square, pull the yarn from the back, the loop from the back. Now pull the yarn, come to the front, so pull it like this. This is your stitch 1. Now next is your single crochet. So for row 3 the pattern is going to be that when you have the 3 stitches from the below row, means from row 2, so in the first and the third stitch you do the single stitch, but in the center stitch, middle stitch, you do the 3 single stitches again. Okay, so in every middle stitch you do the 3 stitches single crochet. So in row 3 for the side you have 3 single crochet, and for the corner same 3 single crochet in 1 stitch. This is single stitch, this is again single stitch, and this is the left stitch of the 3. So I made the 1 single crochet, and in the center I stitch this 3 single crochet, then this single crochet again, and then you close the square. So you have in the side you have 3 single crochet, and in corner you have 3 crochet in one stitch. Close the circle, and the same pattern you are going to follow. The corner will give you the shape, and one in one row. In row 2 we had 3 single crochet. So I have crocheted almost 8 rows here, and this is what I need to make the 8 inches basket. So I'll close it here. Now there's one more line we need to crochet, is to give the base to the base, means to the height and support. So I simply pull the yarn from the gap between the 2 stitches and make a stitch like this. It's simple. I complete it for the square. Now I cut the yarn, stitch it for this gap also, and now I pull this yarn completely to the front and pull it to the other side, and then from the center of the last stitch I pull it and then take it to the back. So if you see, it's very clean. You cannot tell which one was the last stitch of your square. Then we hide the extra yarn. So your square is ready. Now we'll work on height. Okay, so can you see the 3 stitches? So we'll work on the very first stitch of the basket. So this is the top stitch, so we'll make the height on the top stitch only. It's a simple single crochet that we have been doing. So in all the stitches you do the single crochet. You hold the extra other end yarn together so that you stitch the extra yarn inside and it's not visible and it doesn't come out. Continue with the single crochet and complete for the square, and then you close the square. Technique to close the square is same, that you pull the yarn from the back and then come to front and then pull the yarn and make a stitch out of it. So you have 2 stitches. Make sure you make the loop of the front stitch like this, and then you go for the row 2 with the single stitches only. This is 2, third stitch, 4, and you continue. So we are going to crochet 3 rows. These are the 3 rows I have crocheted. Now you close the square. You cut the yarn, and I'll keep it extra yarn so that it's not I can hide it and I can hold it somewhere so that you don't have loose end. Now I'm going to change the color, and this is the color I'm going to use. So when you have your loop outside in the back, you pull that another color and make a stitch of it like this, and then you do the single crochet. So in the very first row of the another color, we are going to make the design, the flower design we are going to make in the very first row of it. So I'm going to make the flower in the center. So I'll count the rows to find out the center. So I have 9 rows. So the center is row 5, column 5. This is the row. I need to crochet 2 more, 1 and 2. This is the center. Now to make a flower, 1 2 3. The design, we pull the yarn from the first row of third back stitch, then second row of the second back stitch, and the third row of the center, then the second row of the first forward stitch, and first row of the second forward stitch. So you have 5 yarn loops in your crochet. Make sure all those loops are at the same height and you stitch them together like this. Now you stitch the single crochet in very next stitch, then you do the single crochet till you reach to the other side to make the flower. So we're going to reach the center, 1 2 3, one more stitch. So 5th row column is the center, first row of the third back, second row of second back, and the center, third row, then the second of the first forward, and third row of the second forward. All the loops are at same height, and then you stitch them together. Single crochet in very next stitch, continue with the single crochet, and the same pattern you are going to make in the other side also. So that's how you complete your square. So I have completed the square and now I'm going to close it. So we close it using the same technique. So for the second row you crochet the single stitch, continue with the single crochet, when you are in the center of the flower, so you make sure you don't miss the stitch and you do the single crochet there as well. See the center, make a stitch, then simple single crochet. So you complete this row, and in total for this color we crochet 4, one with the pattern and the other 3 rows above. Now we are going to change the color, so I'm again going to use the green color. So you pull the yarn to the back, and in that loop you pull the other color yarn and bring it to the front. So from the front you pull the yarn and make a stitch here like this, and do the single crochet. Again in the first row of another color we'll make the pattern, but this time I'm not going to do it in the center. I'll do it 2 stitches before. So I have 9 stitches on the side and I made the pattern in the 5th. Here I'll do in the 3rd row, 3rd column. crochet from the first row of third back stitch, second row of second back stitch, and the third row of the center, then second row of the first forward stitch, first row of second forward stitch. Pull all the loops at the same height and stitch it. Then very next loop you do the single crochet. Continue with the single crochet till you reach to the column where you are going to make the pattern. So here we are, and in the third row, third column, we'll make the flower pattern. Pull the yarn, second row of the forward column, first row of the second forward column. Stitch them all together and then single crochet. And in the same way you complete for the other sides too. So we have completed for all the sides, and you close the square or circle, whatever you want to call it. Stitch it here, make a loop of front loop, and then in the center of the flower make a stitch. So it will be clearly visible to you where is the center of the flower, where you have made the stitch with all the loops. So now I'll be crocheting 4 rows in total, 3 rows of the single crochet and 1 was the last where I created the design. So in total, for green color, in total I crocheted the 4 rows. Now I'll close this, and as you can see our basket is ready. So I'll close this and I'll pull the yarn completely out. Pull it from the center of the last stitch. So now you see that your stitch is not visible where did your row end. Then I hide the extra yarn, and this is the basket. I think it's looking beautiful.